Hey, good evening, everyone. Hope I'm audible. Okay, so I'm live now. Who all are there? Vanshaj, Ojaswa, Aditya. Good evening, Vanshaj. Vanshaj, you are the most regular and disciplined student. I've seen that. There's so many people who have already, kind of subscribed to the course. They have paid the entire amount, but they are not very regular. That's really strange. But they watch the recordings that I know. Anyways, averages. So, first thing first, because this is fundamental, so we won't be doing those mind-bending questions. If you remember one church, did you see when I was kind of doing that crash course of cat 25 in the month of November, and also zat, so there were some questions in averages that were mind-bending, totally mind-numbing, very difficult. Do you remember that, if you were a part of that? If not, it's okay. अच्छा, आदित्य तुम भी हो? Okay, आदित्य, ठीक है, very good. 20 सेकंड लेट आता है कमेंट, एनीवेज. तो वो हम नहीं करेंगे. We'll do the very basic fundamental stuff so that when we move on to that level, we will be good in that. So, first thing first, the basic thing which all of you know that what are averages. If there is a group of data elements, a lot of data elements are there. Average is just the sum of all those data elements. You can call them observations. Observations. Why observations? Because we observe the data elements. Sum of observations upon number of observations. All right. वेटेड एवरेज नहीं, और ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन था जिसमें मैंने एक एरिथमेटिक प्रोग्रेशन यूज की थी. एनीवेज, वो अभी हम नहीं करेंगे. हम करेंगे सिंपल, क्योंकि इसका नाम फाउंडेशन है, कैट 26 फाउंडेशन, तो फाउंडेशनल चीजें ही करेंगे. ये सिंपल है, आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ यू नो दैट. हम्म. मेरे ख्याल से 5 बजे का टाइम ठीक नहीं है, लोग इसलिए रिकॉर्डिंग बाद में देखते हैं. बट when we start the full fledged crash this cat course, we will be changing the time. Okay, it will be 7 p.m. or maybe 8 p.m. so that everybody is comfortable. Good evening, Vivek. Vivek is also there. Vivek is also joined our cohort. You can welcome him. Hey, Ojaswa. Okay, finally. So everybody is here. Huh? So I just started. Averages, sum of observations upon number of observations. All right, nothing more here. So if I represent averages by, let's say, x bar, some will be sigma x. See, this sigma, this is called as summation. In Greek alphabets, in Greek letters, this is capital sigma. We have a small sigma as well for standard deviation, but that is in statistics, not to use here. Sigma is summation. Sigma x means, so there are number of elements. We'll put I here. So I starts at 1 and goes to n, whole upon n. Do you understand this kind of symbology or not? If not, I'll tell you. आदित्य, दो चीजें करेंगे तो बहुत लेट करेंगे 8 बजे के आसपास. अर्ली मॉर्निंग भी कर सकते हैं. अर्ली मॉर्निंग मुझे लगता है बेस्ट है. मैं खुद नहीं उठ पाता, कि मैं लेट सोता हूँ, 4-5 बजे सोता हूँ, कभी सोता भी नहीं हूँ. तुम लोग की भी आदत है ये मुझे पता है, 21st सेंचुरी में ज्यादातर लोग बहुत लेट सोते हैं. पर क्यों ना इसे डिसिप्लिन बना लें. मेरे लिए भी अच्छा हो जाएगा, मैं अपनी जिंदगी अच्छी जीऊंगा, तुम लोग के लिए भी अच्छा हो जाएगा. So some people are working professionals, some are freshers, some are college graduates, or some are in the college. What do you think? So all of us will be disciplined. अब सोचो, अगर तुम सुबह 7 बजे क्लास कर लो, 7 से 9, 9 बजे तुम्हारे दोस्त लोग बाकी जो कॉम्पिटिटर से उठे भी नहीं होंगे, और तुम एक क्लास करके ऑलरेडी निकल चुके होगे. अगर जॉब ऑफिस कर रहे हो तो ऑफिस चले जाओगे, एकदम सेट, एकदम दिमाग में सेटिस्फैक्शन होगा कि मैं ऑफिस जा रहा हूँ, मैंने पढ़ाई करी है. जो कॉलेज वाले हैं उनको भी सेटिस्फैक्शन होगा, भाई हमने एक तो ये चीज़ कर लिया, मेरे पास पूरा दिन है, किस तरह मैं उसको यूटिलाइज करूँ. सो दैट इज व्हाट आई एम थिंकिंग. And if everybody is ready for that, maybe we will have a early morning batch. That will be best deal for everyone. वंशज भाई एग्जैक्टली मैं भी वही सोच रहा हूँ. सब उठ जाएंगे हम लोग, सबकी सेहत अच्छी हो जाएगी, सब देखने में सुंदर हृष्ट पुष्ट दिखाई देंगे, राइट? विवेक, व्हाट डू यू थिंक? If we have a morning batch, early morning batch, that wouldn't that be great? You are a working professional, so obviously you'll also, kind of, so we'll sleep early, wake up early, do some exercise and all, and then we will study, and then the entire day is with you to use it the way you want, right? Let's do that only. So I'll start sleeping early from today itself, so that by the time we launch this full-fledged batch, we will all be in sync. In fact, because I'm creating very small cohorts, I'm not having like 1,000 students in one cohort. It'll be 25 only. Upper limit. It's about to reach. थोड़े से ही बचे हैं, 4-5 लोग और बचे हैं. Cohort will be filled. Okay, and then what if the entire cohort behaves the same way? Right? Everybody behaves the same way. So in fact, we can also involve some kind of meditation exercises. That every day you do this 5 minutes meditation. So this will be kind of a very disciplined approach towards cat. I think that will work. Okay, let's go back to the agenda of today. So this is the kind of symbology. I hope everybody understands that. Yes, Vanshaj. छोटे cohorts का फायदा ये होता है कि ना हर कोई हम लोग मतलब ट्राई एंड ट्रायल एरर सब कुछ कर सकते हैं. Okay, all of you guys are comfortable in this. I'll just tell you. See, this X bar represents average and nothing else. Sigma denotes summation in a series. When I write X equal to I to N, this basically means X1 plus X2 till Xn, nothing else. So instead of writing this huge thing, I've written only this. Clear? And N is, the number of observations. Cool? All of you got that? Vivek, now you understood? Just make the notes also. Okay? So in the long form, if I write the same formula, that'll be pretty much clear to you. Um, I'll just write X bar, that is the average, is equal to X1 plus X2 till Xn, okay, whole upon N. So this is what I have written in this format. So the summation sigma symbol will be very much useful. This is going to help you in algebra as well. All right, that is done. Cool. Well, having said that, so if I make it in layman's terms, if I write it simply, so I can just say that sum of n terms will be equal to the average multiplied by the number of elements. Let's write it n. Okay, I can do that. Or sum s is equal to, let it be small n multiplied by a, right? Because average is sum divided by n. Simply speaking, this is what we'll be using. But that symbol is also important. That's why I told you. Okay, that is good to go. Now, let us try to study a few patterns. So the first very important pattern is of that of natural numbers. What are natural numbers? They start with 1, then it goes 2, 3, and so on. So let's say I am choosing first n consecutive natural numbers, 1 to n. All right. Now, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these sequences are known as arithmetic sequences. We'll understand that later. Any sequence which has got same gap is an arithmetic progression, arithmetic sequence. Okay. So what exactly happens? If I try to find out its average, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 upon 5 is what we'll get. So this will be equal to how much? 15 upon 5, that is equal to 3. Now, this is where it becomes important. 3 is the average and 3 is also a part of the series, isn't it? So average in a way can also be explained as a digit, as a number, as a value at which all the data elements want to go, want to converge, isn't it? So if everybody wants to be three, then this guy one is a bane of two units. Bane. What is bane? Abhishap, sharp. And boon is Vardhan, while 5 is a boon of 2. 2 is a boon of 1. 4 is 2 is a bane of 1. 4 is a boon of 1. Bane, boon, bane, boon. So banes and boons, they cancel each other. Bane and boon, they balance each other. Do you understand that? So basically, if one wants to become 3, it requires 2, right? If 2 wants to become 3, it requires 1. If 4 wants to become 3, it has to leave out 1. If 5 wants to become 3, it has to leave out 2. So these deficits and excesses, boons and banes, will be balancing each other, and that is how we get 3 as the average. Understood? So this thing happens in the arithmetic sequences. What thing happens? So if I write any arithmetic sequence in an ascending or descending order, the middle term will always be the average. Can I say that? Here, middle term will automatically become the average. That's given, that's understood, right? But let's say I have numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, what is the average here? The middle term, there's no middle term here, right? There's no middle term. The middle term is the average of 2 and 3, or you can say 1 and 4 with 2.5. So, in a way, I can say that average is basically average of the entire arithmetic sequence. Entire arithmetic sequence. It is only for arithmetic sequences. Average for entire arithmetic sequence is the average of the first and the last term. Can I say that? Or second and second last term, third and third last term, and so on. Does that sounds a bell? Right. So, having said that, let's see, let's look at a few important observations. First is natural numbers, as I discussed earlier. Natural numbers. So any natural number, if I want to represent its nth term, will be n only. So T1, for example, T1 is 1, T2 is 2, and so on. So Tn will be n, right? These are natural numbers. Their average will be equal to n plus 1 by 2. How do we know that? Because average is first term and the last term. Average is basically sum of the average of entire series is the average of the first and the last term. We discussed that, right? This is the first term. This is the last term because they're n terms only. Now, having said that, so if I want to find the sum of natural numbers, let it be Sn, this must be equal to n multiplied by n plus 1 by 2. Why? Because we discussed earlier also that sum is nothing but number of terms multiplied by the average. Does that look good? So for natural numbers, we have established three different generalizations for the nth term, for the average, and for the sum. Is that clear, everyone? All of you got that? Vanshaj, Aditya, Vivek, Ojaswa, and anybody else who is watching this? That looks good? Okay. We won't be discussing arithmetic progressions in detail, right? There's fundamentals. I just want to, I just want you to, just understand these things. All right, the common observations. Okay, now coming to the second one, and try to, message really fast. Second, the even numbers. So these are some basic patterns that we see almost every day. Even numbers. So here Tn will be 2n. How do we know that? Because T1 is 2. First even number is 2. Second even number is 4. Third even number is 6. So what do we see here? That nth even number will be 2n. Right? N starts with 1 and goes to So now the important part here is that n will always start at 1. Now, the average of this will be what? The first term and the last term and its average, which gives us 2 gets, I can take 2 common. I'll have 1 plus n in the bracket upon 2. Let's divide that up. So the average becomes n plus 1. As simple as that. And the sum of even numbers will be, because how many even numbers do we have? We have n even numbers multiplied by the average. This gives us the sum of the even numbers. First, n even numbers. Is that cool? Got it, everyone? Hey, here I am. I hope I'm visible. Yeah, got this? Interesting stuff, huh? Okay, now, having said that, let us go for the next very important sequences that we see, the odd numbers. So here, the first term is 1, second term is 3, third term is 5. Now, if I see this, what comes to our mind? How to find a general term? Tn will be 2 times n minus 1. Do you see that? Because this thing is 2 into 1 minus 1. This thing is 2 into 2 minus 1. This thing is 2 into 3 minus 1. So this must be 2n minus 1. So here the average must be equal to the first term plus the last term and its average. So if you see here, 1 and minus 1 got cancelled out. All we're left with is n, which means sum of odd numbers must be n multiplied by n, that is n square. Clear? So these three are very important sequences that we see almost every day in our lives. I want you to note this down. Yes. Now, the thing is, noted. Wait, I'll just wait for 20 seconds so that you note everything. Okay. And then we'll move ahead. Note this down and ask me any queries if you have. Screen is frozen. How is it now? I think it's better now. आदित्य, हाँ मैंने पीछे ना वो लगा दिया, देखो पीछे देखो बेसल बोर्ड लग चुका है, ये कल ही लगा है, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज इफ यू लुक एट माय हैंड, आई हैव इंजर्ड इट, probably tennis elbow हो गया है मेरे को, and that's the reason I could not use the board, but it will be, my hand will be better in 2 3 days, and then we will do this on the digital board. That will be more enjoyable. All right, now there must be a confusion, like 2n minus 1 is for the odd numbers. Now if I write 2n plus 1, they are also odd numbers, isn't it? If you put n as anything, you will get odd numbers only. Yeah, you'll get odd numbers only. Now, the thing is, then why do we choose 2n minus 1? Why do we prefer 2n minus 1 over 2n plus 1? The reason is simple, that I want to generate odd numbers in sequence. So if I would take this thing and I put n as 1, I'll get 2 into 1 plus 1 as 3, which is the second odd number, not the first one. That's the reason we choose this, not this. But this also denotes the odd numbers. So in a way, if you want to, kind of generalize the pattern, you will use this, but 2n plus 1 or minus 1 both denote odd numbers. Is that clear, everyone? Both will denote the odd numbers. Like in this case, you'll have to start n at 0, which is not the general convention. If we put n, we normally assume them to be natural numbers unless otherwise specified. Aditya, kuch nahi, don't worry. But I take the classes, right? This way or that way, the classes are happening. All right. So all of you understood now? ठीक है. So let's do a few sums, few questions, and that is how the foundations will be over. There are much more things in averages, which obviously we don't do in the foundations because this is for the beginners. Now, Here we have the first question, and for every question, I'll give you 1 minute. Now, if you see here, this is, I think this is not visible. This is basically, I'll just write it here. 76 kilograms is what is written here. The timer is there. All right, time up. But I'll wait for 20 seconds because YouTube gives a lag of 20 seconds normally. Okay, so there are two approaches, but we'll do the conventional approach first because to understand the shortcuts, you need to understand the conventional approaches also. Okay, so here we go. Um, Average weight. We don't know what the average weight was earlier of eight members. So let us say the average weight was A. Okay, so sum of all the weights must be 8 times A. Is that right? Where A is the average and there are eight members. Now what happens? Now what happens? Uh, the very after that there is a crew member who is 60 kilogram weight is replaced by a new man. Is replaced by a new man. All right, cool. So what's going to happen now? The new average is 1.5 more than the old average. Sum is this. All right. Is that right? Now, how does that happen? When a person goes away and a new person walks in. A new person walks in. So the person who goes away, let him be X kilogram of weight, and the one who walks in joins the group, let him be 60 kilograms. But still, there are eight people only in the group. Is that right? तो ये यहाँ पे नहीं आएगा ये है ना देखो. So I'll just write 8a and this must be equal to a plus 1.5. Is the equation clear to everyone? So earlier the average was a, sum was 8a, all right. And let's say the person who went away. अच्छा नहीं, 60 वाला replace हुआ है. I'm so sorry. 60 went away, and let's say the new person who came was X kilogram weight. His weight was X kilograms. So this must be the equation. Is that right, everyone? So if I solve this, I'll get 8a plus 12 is equal to 8a minus 60 plus x. 8a got cancelled out. 60 goes to minus 60 goes to left hand side, becomes 72. So 72 is x. That is the answer. Option B. Why I can't see the answers of everyone, anyone? Vanshaj, Aditya, Vivek, Ojiswa. Is that right? Did you get it? Why is nobody answering anything? But am I not getting the. Yeah, Vivek, I will. Vivek, tell me something. If I assume the average to be A units, then sum will be equal to 8 times A. Is that right? Is that right? Because there are 8 people, right? 8 multiplied by A is what we get. आदित्य भी छोटा कर दूंगा टाइम को मैं. So 8A was the sum of all those 8 people. Now, a crew member who was 60 kilograms of weight, he left the group. So new weight must be this, but a new man has replaced his weight, I'm assuming to be X kilograms. So 8A minus 60 plus X will be the new sum. Is that right? This will be the new sum, yes or no? So, and what will be the new average? See, so one person has been replaced. So total number of people remain the same. There were 8 people earlier, one left and one came back. One came, so it's basically 8 people only. This is the new average, which is given as the new average is 1.5 kg more than the previous one. So previous average I had assumed to be A. So new average must be A plus 1.5. Is that cool? Now cross multiply and get the answer. The left hand side, it remains 8A minus 60 plus X. The right hand side, 8 when multiplied by A plus 1.5 will give you something, right? Let's open the bracket. You get 8A plus 12. That's all. 8A got cancelled out. So X is 72. I think this is more simplified, right? Now, um, Vanshaj, why don't you answer? Now, if I want to solve this question just by looking at it, how can I do it? Here comes the concept that I discussed about the pain and the boom. Okay, I'll tell you. See, what exactly happens. Initially, so whatever I'm writing here should be done in mind. There were 8 people, and finally, there were 8 people only. All right, the average has increased by 1.5. By the way, what is average? Averages, averages basically everybody has increased, right? So this 1.5 kilogram has to be shared with 8 people. Every person among the group of these 8 people have increased their weight by 1.5 kilograms. So the overall increase in weight is nothing but 8 multiplied by 1.5, that is 12 kilograms. Do you understand that? Yes or no? Aditya, this can be done mentally now. In the mind, you can think, okay, there were 8 people. Everybody's weight has increased by 1.5 kilograms. So it becomes 12 kilograms, right? So 12 kilograms extra has, okay, Vanchich. Is this fine, guys? Looks good, everyone. I don't know why you guys are not talking at all. Aditya, Ojaswa, Vivek, Vanshij, did you understand this? This cool methodology of solving the question? So we'll think in mind that there are 8 people. सबको 1.5 मिलना है तो 12 kilograms एक्स्ट्रा मिलना है 60 के साथ 12 और तो 72. आदित्य हर तरह से हो सकता है वही तो सीखना है. I'll show you. Don't worry. With more questions, we'll be solving this. Time starts now. Let's do the second question. I've given the hint as well. The average of 5 consecutive odd numbers is 27. What is the product of the first and the last number? Hmm. Obviously, Vivek. You understood this, right? And that is the reason first we do through the conventional approach, the way everybody does, and then we'll do it with some kind of um, cool observation. Now, I told you there are five consecutive odd numbers. So if they are odd numbers, it's basically an arithmetic sequence, which we discussed, right? The sequence is arithmetic. And if the sequence is arithmetic, the middle term has to be the average. So if the five numbers were written, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the average is 27. So middle term has to be 27. Is that yes or no? First and last, and they're odd terms. So before 27, we had two odd terms. So 2 less is 25, 2 less is 23. Here, 2 more is 29, 2 more is 31. So basically, this is the first term, this is the last term, just multiply that, and you get 621 as the final answer. Understood? I'm so sorry, this is wrong. What's the calculation? 703 is the answer. B. 703. All right. I think the options are wrong here. 31, if multiplied by 23, would be fetching us 3713 is what is obtained here. The options are wrong, guys. 713 is the answer. How much this problem, man? 713 is the answer. That's what I was thinking. I saw that unit digit, right? 713 is the answer. That's cool. Now, let me ask everyone, is this understood? Yeah. When I discussed, when there are five terms in arithmetic sequence, the middle term is always the average in an arithmetic sequence. Here we had five terms, so obviously middle term is the third term. The third term is 27, and that is how we solve it quickly. All right, all of you got this? I'll wait for some time so that everybody is on the same page. Once Shach and Aditya have confirmed, Vivek, Ojiswa, confirm once. Looks good? Okay, cool. Coming to the next one. I think you require more time for this one, so I'll increase the time to 2 minutes. Oh, Aditya has the answer. Very good. Vivek, very good. Perfect. We can assume the average. Is that how you did it? Average till 11 innings, right? You could assume that to be A. So what's the total score? 11 till the 11 innings. But after the 12th inning, what exactly happens? After 12th inning, what exactly happens? So this score 11A, now he scores 90 runs more, 90 runs more, and now his average will be 11A plus 90 whole upon 12. We'll have to divide by 12 because now there are 12 innings. So when once it happens, the average decreases by 5. Initially, I put it A, now it is A minus 5. We can just solve this and get the answer, right? So 11A plus 90 must be equal to 12A minus 60, right? So that gives us A is equal to 150. So average was 150 till 11 innings, but they have asked after 12th inning. That will be 5 less, so we'll mark 145. Now in this question, lot of people can mark 150 and that will be a silly mistake, right? Is that clear? Now can I do this question mentally, like without even framing the equations? Can that be done? Yes, let's see that. Now tell me something. After 12 innings, his average has decreased by 5. So this is basically this 90 runs is basically the bane, right? So this because he scored 90 only, he decreased the entire average by 5 over how many innings? Over 12 innings. So overall, he has scored 60 runs less than what he had to maintain the average. Can I say that? If he decreased 5 runs, like 5 as the average, that means he decreased 5 runs per match, right? After per inning, after 12 innings. So overall, he has scored 60 runs less than what he had to score to maintain the average. All right, 60 runs more. So he had scored 90, but he should have scored 150 to maintain the average. Cool. What's the new average? 5 less than the maintenance average. That is 145. How does that sound? And how many of you did it this way? This is really cool, isn't it? Going to the next one. Now, I would expect that you guys will be answering these questions in the way that I told you. And within 30 seconds, let's see. Hmm. So, the average of 30 students is 15 years, teacher is included. Average increased by 1. So, how many people are there overall? It's not 30, it is 31 people because teacher is also included. If it's 31 people, average increased by 1. That means the teacher brings in 31 years extra than the average, which was 15. 15 plus 31 is 46. So this lady is 46 years old, and all these kids are on an average 15 years old. Is that understood, everyone? Looks good? Good to go? So if you do it this way, because cat would never ask a question like this, right? This will be a small part of a huge question. Vivek, you know what mistake you commit? You committed a mistake where you just added 1 to 30. That was the problem. Teacher's age should be should balance out, you know all the 1 year for everyone, including herself. Getting it? So 30 kids require one year each. 30 kids require 1 year each. So that means 31 years is what she has to bring in, including herself. So if teacher was herself 15 years of age, the average would not have increased. If teacher was 15 years herself, the average would not have increased, right? So she needs to bring in 1 year extra for everyone, including herself. Cool. All of you got that? If I do it conventionally, Ojaswa and Vanshaj, you're not saying anything. So if I do it conventionally, what I'll do? Okay, this is simple. Sum of ages of students only, that is 30 multiplied by 15. Okay, that is 450. Teacher says let it be x x years, t years. Teacher is t years old. So this should be equal to 16. That's all. Just solve this equation, get the answer. So you get 450 plus t is equal to 16 to 31, that is 496. So t is 46. That's all. That is the conventional approach. Okay. ठीक है. Next one. Don't do this one. Average speed is something we'll do in time, speed, and distance. Okay, this one. That's great. Let's do this one. The average of seven numbers is 50. The average of first three is 40. Last. This is a good question. Chalo. Let's see who does it first. Okay, Manshaj, let's see. If I do it conventionally, the sum will be 7 into 50, that is 350. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. Here the average is 40. Here the last three, the average is 60. So sum here is 14 to 3, that is 120. The 16 to 3, that is 180. Let this be x. So 120 plus x plus 180 must be equal to 350. If you solve that, you will get x as 50. B is the correct answer here. One should not C. Now, this is the conventional approach, but if you look at it, in way of, if you try to solve it mentally, so we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These seven things are there. These three have the average as 40. These three has the average as 60. Okay, and the overall average is 50. Now, everybody wants to be 50. How can they do it? These guys need 10 each. These guys want to give away 10 each. So overall, it's balanced. The Boon and Bane has balanced itself. So the answer will be 50 only. The middle guy will be 50 only. Simple. Got it, everyone? Yes, Aditya. Next one. Vivek, you got A as the answer. Now okay, I'll wait for 20 seconds. Everybody, note this down. We did both the ways, the conventional equation way and also the smart, cool way. Hmm? Next one. This is weighted average concepts, but I would not use the term weighted average or alligation in this class. This is foundations. I want you guys to understand the foundations first, then we'll go on to the shortcuts also in the upcoming classes. Just do it simply. All right. Hmm. So there are 40. How many students do we have? How many number of students are there? It's 40 plus 70, that is 110. What's the total weight, by the way? Total weight, age, total marks. So 25 students have got 70 each, and the rest, how many are remaining? 25 out of 40, 25 have 70. Remaining is 15 students who have got 80 each. So if I try to find out, 25 sevens are 202. How much is that? 175, right? 1750 plus 1200. You get 2950 as the total mark. So 2950 divided by 110 is what we need to find out. So 11 twos are 22, 11 sixes are 66, 9, 26 point. What is this? Did I do something wrong here? Obviously, I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? I did total students गलत ले लिया मैंने. This is 40 only, and nobody said anything. सबने yes yes बोल दिया. Nobody is saying anything. So 2950 upon 40 is what we need to calculate, right? So 4 sevens are 28, 4 threes are 12, 73.75 is the answer. Option B. हाँ वंशज ने बोला तो एटलीस्ट ठीक है. Okay, cool. All of you got this? Ojasva, Vivek, Aditya, and anybody else who is watching, whether some other people also who are watching, just tell me if you got that. Looks good. Now, there is also a way of weighted average and allegations, but we will discuss that in the upcoming classes, okay? Because that's going to blow your mind. Some of you know it also, majorly the cat repeaters, but then we need to be an expert in the equation forming technique first. All right, now, next one. Vivek, so that is why this is going really slow. This video will be recorded, and I would suggest Vivek that because you'll be having some time so that you finish up the brush up the basics. So solve these problems once again on your own. And also, I tend to put in the quizzes in the platform, and I assume a lot of you are doing those quizzes. So just do that, and within a few days, you'll be fine. Don't worry, Vivek. I'm there for you. Is the question clear? Average of ABC is 84 kilograms. D joins average becomes 80 kilograms. E replaces A, who is 3 kilograms more than D. All right. I just started again. Time. Okay. Cool. So A plus B plus C should be equal to 3 into 84. Is that right? Is that right? Which gives us A plus B plus C is, how much do we get? 252. So sum of the weights of A, B, and Z is 252. Okay, the moment D joins, average becomes 80. So that means D joins now. If D joins, so this becomes A plus B plus C plus D. Average becomes 80 for four people. That is 320. Sum becomes 320. So now I'm able to calculate the value of D, isn't it? If I subtract, see this 252, this 320. If I subtract 320 minus 252, I'll get the value for D, which will be how much? 68. Is that right? सही किया ना मैंने? Yeah, D is 68. Now, E replaces A, and E is D plus 3. So E, this guy E is 3 more than D, that is 68 plus 3. He is 71 kilograms in weight. And he replaces A. He replaces A. So now it says, and the average becomes 79 kilograms. Average of B, C, D, E. So B plus C plus D plus E will be equal to 4 into 79. Am I right? That's 316 kgs. So B plus C plus D plus E is 316 kgs. Kgs, right? We know the value for D and E, don't we? D is 68, E is 71. I can just replace that. So I'll get B plus C plus 68, that is the value, the weight of D, plus 71, the weight of E, should be equal to 316. So if you solve this, you will get the value for B plus C. So that'll be 316 minus 68 minus 71. Let's do that. All right. How much do we get now for B plus C? We have to find the value of A. Do you understand this? That this is the value for A plus B plus C. And this is for B plus C. So if I subtract this, subtract this from this, I'll get the value of A. Yes or no? Everybody, I'll just stop for a while. Vivek, Ojaswa, um, who's there? Aditya, and everybody else. Do you understand that? Right? Clear? So what do we get here? 68 plus 71 is how much? 139. 139, we get 177 here, right? 177, right? Okay. So just subtract 252 minus 177. And that is how you'll get the value for A. 52, 23. 75 is the answer? Yeah. C. 75 is the answer. Vivek, do you get it? So this might be complicated for the foundations, but in terms of theory, it's an easy one, but it has got a lot of steps, so people can commit some serious mistakes here in the interpretation and also in the calculation. But still, I would like all of you who wants to brush up the basics and want to be an expert, because the CAT real course has not started yet. So you need to just kind of go to the recording, watch it 2x speed, just solve the questions, nothing else. Moreover, even if you do it a normal recording, you rewatch it, nothing will be lost, because you don't have to go for 2x speed, because all we're doing is questions. There is nothing to be skipped. Here we go. Ninth one. Hmm. This question is a bit different from the previous one where we had seven numbers, average of first three and last three was given. But here, if you see, average of first six and last six is given, so there'll be one overlap. Okay, I'll keep quiet now, try to solve this. Great, Vivek. Okay, how do we do this? 11 results is 50. So sum of all those 11, total sum must be 11 multiplied by 50. That is 550. Sum of first six will be equal to how much? 49 into 6. That'll be 294, isn't it? Sum of last six will be 52 into 6. That'll give us 312. Okay, so now Now, if I add the first six and last six, what exactly happens? Tell me. First six plus last six. Sum. I'll get 294 plus 312. That'll be how much? 506, right? 606. Okay. Now, if you understand, there are 11 results overall. In the first six and the last six, the sixth result will be common. Do you understand that? I'll just write it here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These are first six, isn't it? And these are the last six. So this guy repeats itself, isn't it? So sixth element has been counted twice, right? And that's the reason. The total sum here is 550, should be 550, but we got 606. So that extra is coming out from the repetition of six numbers. 606 minus 550, if you do, I get 56, and that is the number that got repeated. So sixth result was 56, and that's the answer. Clear? So more than the concept of average, this is a realistic thing which might happen. Like people, someone was kind of calculating how the question would have been framed. Someone calculate first six and the last six, and he forgot that the middle term is getting overlapped. While in the previous question with the seven terms, it was given the average of first three and last three. So middle term was not overlapped; it was missed out, isn't it? In the previous question, similar question, the middle term was missed out, while in this question, the middle term has been counted twice. All right, everyone, the last question for the day. Average of all primes between 30 and 50. Now, this doesn't follow any pattern. You have to actually find the average because prime numbers don't follow any pattern. But for your understanding, I think I have given some values over here. Yeah, I've already given you the values. I think just refer to the values and get going. Primes between 30 and 50. Here I have marked them, right? So this 31 plus 37 plus 41 plus 43 plus 47 whole upon 5 is what we do. I think 39.8 is the answer that will obtain. Is that right? Is that what you obtained? 199 upon 5. Got it? Now, before I end this session, I would like to end at something which will improve your curiosity. Okay, see, the numbers are 31, 37, 41, 43, and 47. So if I look at these numbers, I kind of get a feeling that the average would be very close to 40. So I'll just assume the average to be 40. Okay. And as I told you already, that there'll be some banes and some boons. So everybody wants to be 40. How would they be 40? This 31 is a bane of 9 units. This 37 is a bane of 3 units. This is a boon of 1 unit, boon of 3 units, boon of 7 units. So if I just try to balance out the banes and boons, minus 3 plus 3 are cancelled out. Plus 7 plus 1 is 1, 7 plus 1 is 8, minus 9. So there is a overall minus 1, deficit of minus 1. Now this minus 1 has to be suffered or accommodated by all 5 people, that is minus 0.2. So the thing that I assumed was wrong because my assumption was wrong by minus 0.2 units. Just subtract minus 0.2 and I get 39.8 as the answer. This is a technique in which we use the assumed average. This is the assumed average. So if I talk in terms of statistics, that will look very difficult, sound Greek to you. But now, because I've talked in very layman terms, this must have made a lot of sense. We'll talk in terms of pure mathematicians also once we, in the upcoming sessions, obviously. All of you got that? This is going to help you a lot. Clear? I hope it's clear, isn't it? So before we end, Vansh, Vivek, Ojaswa, Aditya, and everyone, just um, give a thumbs up that, oh, okay, this is clear to you. Vansh is reading clear, you are saying, no? Reading. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm soon to start the reading club. I'll start with a cat full program, but I will make the listing and make a video. I'm just waiting one shush. My hand will be better in 2 or 3 days. Then I'll make a video here and explain everything how to do that. Okay, cool then. Bye bye everyone. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, that's about actually wrote thumbs up. Okay, bye bye. Oh, Vivek, you have received the books. Wow, great. Who else has received? I think Aditya, you also have received the books. And Ojasva, once you are back in your college, just send me your address. I have to, send the books to you also. Ojasva has took admission, I think, some uh, 3 weeks back, but is yet to send me the exact address to deliver the books. Okay, very good, very good. Vivek, you can just start practicing from those books then. Congratulations. Aditya, have you received the books? अच्छा आदित्य ने books लिए ही नहीं थे. Aditya did not subscribe for books. He subscribed only for the mocks. All right. And all of you have checked the mocks. Like the mocks would not be visible before the mid of May because that is when I'll unlock the mocks. But I've unlocked the entire area test. The topic-wise tests are unlocked, which you'll be doing with your preparation. Okay. All right then. Take care. Bye bye.